Hey everybody, I'm Dr. John LaBrie and welcome to Daily Dynamic Mobility. The purpose of this video is to teach you a series of movements that you can use to enhance your mobility from head to toe, as well as reduce your chances of injury. The best time to do this routine is first thing in the morning, as it'll get your body moving, your joints moving, it'll also get your heart beating and your blood pumping, and it can even help to wake you up, setting the stage for a productive and fruitful day. 3 things to take heed before we get started. Number 1 is these movements are designed to be done within a pain-free range of motion. And so if you're experiencing pain during one of these movements, please reduce the amount of motion that you're doing for that movement to a point where you're no longer experiencing pain. Over time, the more that you do this routine, the greater your pain-free range of motion will become. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. Number 2 is, for demonstration purposes, I'm only going to be doing about 5 repetitions, and which that can be a great place for most people to start, but over time I encourage you to increase that to 10 or even 15 repetitions per movement. As an aside, feel free to pause this video after each demonstration to take the appropriate amount of time to complete the movement, as well as to make sure that you don't miss anything. Finally, the more time and energy that you are able to put into doing this routine, the greater the results that you'll experience. Try it out for yourself. I challenge you to commit to doing this routine for 30 days straight. During that time, keep track of any changes that you notice or experience, as I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. Let's get started. For neck mobility, we're going to start by tucking our chin and rolling our head forwards and down towards our chest, and then unrolling it back up, going past your starting point into extension so that your nose is pointing up towards the ceiling. Next, turn your head to one side, then the other, trying to go a little bit further with each pass. Now, bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder, then your left ear down towards your left shoulder. Telescope your chin forwards, keeping your eyes parallel with the ground, and then retract your chin backwards as far as you can, pushing your head past your shoulders. Here's what it looks like from the side. Now, slide your head sideways to one side, keeping your eyes parallel with the ground, and then to the opposite side. Now, combine these movements by turning your head to one side, telescoping your chin forwards, and draw as big an arc as you can with your chin until your head is facing the opposite direction. Then bring your chin back as far as possible. Now, reverse this move, going back towards the starting position. For upper back mobility, we're going to start with your hands clasped in front and guiding your upper back as you rotate towards one side and then the other. Keeping your hands together, bend your upper body sideways to one side, then back towards the other side. Try to keep the motion to your upper back as much as possible. Now push your chest forward past your shoulders to arch your upper back. Then push your chest back to flex your upper back. Here's a view from the side. For shoulder mobility, we're going to start with your arms out to the side and palms down. Then you're going to rotate your palms up and back as far as possible, then down and back as far as possible. With your arms down along your sides, make big circles with your shoulders in one direction, then the other direction. Now we are going to put our arms up on either side of our head and make small circles at our shoulder joint in one direction and then the other direction. Now we're going to make small circles with your arms out at the side of your body in both directions. And then small circles with your arms down just in front of your body in both directions. For your elbows, start with your elbows bent at 90 degrees, palms down. Turn your hands up and down as far as you can. Now do elbow hyperextensions ending with your palms facing up. Then reverse the movement ending with your palms facing down. For wrist mobility, start with your arms out front, palms down, and let your hands move outwards and inwards, keeping your forearms straight. Now bend your wrists upwards and down. And finish by rotating your wrists one way, then the other. For finger mobility, curl your fingers from the bottom up into a fist and then uncurl them back to the starting position. Now spread your fingers as wide apart as you can and then bring them back together. Then combine the movements of straightening, spreading, then flexing your fingers in a wave pattern going from pinky to index, and then going from index finger back to pinky. For thumb mobility, flex your thumbs forward starting at the base and then the second joint, and then curl backwards to straighten both joints starting with the base. Then reverse the movement. For low back and pelvic mobility, start by letting your pelvis and hips jut to one side and then the other. Now tilt the lower part of your pelvis forwards and backwards, making sure to engage your stomach muscles during each movement. Here's what it looks like from the side. Finally, make big circles with your pelvis and hips one way. And then the other way. For hip mobility, using a chair or broomstick for stability, put one leg straight in front of you and rotate your whole leg as far as you can in one direction and then the other. Make sure you do the other leg as well. Now bring one leg up in front, bending at the knee, and turn your leg out towards your side and then bring it back down. Then reverse the movement. Repeat on the opposite side. With your knees slightly bent, swing your leg forward, then backwards, gradually increasing your range through the movement. Here's a side view. Repeat this movement on the opposite leg. Now swing one leg in front of your other leg and then back out to the side of your body. For knee mobility, bring your knee up to hip height with your knee bent at 90 degrees, then straighten it and bend it as far as you can. Here's what it looks like from the side. Make sure you keep your knee at the same height throughout this movement. And repeat on the opposite leg. Keeping your knee bent at 90 degrees, make big circles with your foot in one direction and then the other direction. For ankle mobility, keep your leg straight in front of you and point your toes down toward the ground and then up towards the ceiling. Now, rotate your ankle, making a big circle with your toes in one direction and then the other. Placing your foot flat on the floor, roll your ankle outwards, applying gentle pressure on and off. Then roll your ankle inwards, doing the same. For toe mobility, put one foot behind you with the top of your toes placed on the floor. Slowly add body weight to curl your toes, then release and repeat. And this concludes your daily dynamic mobility routine.